The U.S. Senate just a few hours ago. Elizabeth Warren, she was speaking out against the nomination of Jeff Sessions for Attorney General. She was reading from a 1986 letter which was written by the widow of Martin Luther King Jr. It was written in opposition to Sessions' nomination as a federal judge. That's when the Republican-controlled Senate voted that she'd violated the rules of debate, impugning the reputation of another senator. She is now forbidden to speak for the rest of the debate, probably sometime on Wednesday. Senator Warren spoke to CNN a short time ago.
They can shut me up, but they can't change the truth. What Coretta Scott King talked about Jeff Sessions doing back in 1986 is something every American should know about.
Ethan, this was an incredible moment which will draw more attention to Jeff Sessions and his civil rights record, won't it?
Yeah, it should. And by the way, what an insane move on the part of the Republicans in the Senate. You have a senator that is up for confirmation to be Attorney General. Of course they're going to have to speak their minds about him. This was an abuse of power by the Senate Republicans. And on top of it all, reading a letter from Coretta Scott King violated Senate rules. For shame on the Republicans. This is wrong on every level, and I say congratulations to Senator Warren for bringing it up, and I hope she continues to speak out on this topic.
Yeah, Lonnie, was this a bad tactical move by the Republicans and the Senate leader Mitch McConnell? The chamber's almost empty. You know, they're holding this speakathon 24-hour sessions. Why pick a fight when the confirmation of Jeff Sessions is pretty much a done deal anyway?
Well, I think part of it was to try to return a little bit of decorum, frankly, to the Senate floor. It wasn't for reading the letter that Senator Warren was cited. It's called Rule 19, that she was cited for violating the rule that prevents you from impugning another senator. It was all of her other, frankly, personal attacks against Jeff Sessions. She had every right, of course, to express her point of view, and I think she did so. But what Senator McConnell was doing was basically saying enough is enough. And
he's a nominee. He's a nominee, though. He is not just a sitting senator. He is a nominee. She has to be able to speak about the nominee for Attorney General. This was abuse of power by the Republicans bringing up Rule 19.
Senator Sessions, and that's why she was censored in the way that she was. It's totally within the prudential responsibility of the leader of the Senate, Mitch McConnell, to do what he did, and I think he did the right thing tonight.
Then apparently you can't nominate senaters for cabinet positions.
It has nothing to do with
you can't speak openly about them. Then you can't nominate them anymore.
Okay. Have we got time for one more? I think one more. Very quickly, Mitch McConnell, on the Senate floor, he said this to Elizabeth Warren. She was warned, she was given an explanation. Nevertheless, she persisted. Lonnie, some of the comments on social media about that have been scathing.
Oh, and I get that. You know, I think people want to take Senator Warren's side. That's fine. But I think Senator McConnell did what he thought was necessary in terms of restoring order on the Senate floor. And every Senate Majority Leader has the opportunity to do that. Senator Reid used his power in the same way when he was Senate Majority Leader. So, look, this is just part of the process. Unfortunately, it's gotten quite nasty. If the Senate Democrats did not pursue a historic stonewalling of President Trump's nominees, we wouldn't be here.
Okay, final word to Lonnie. Thanks for being with us, Lonnie Chen and Ethan Bevan. Really appreciate it.